Politics guy Marshall Zellinger told us he had a story about Hall & Oates today. He told us that even though voting is a one-on-one thing for private eyes, Marshall claimed that you can vote in some van they drive around town. I can't go for that, but apparently any voter can. Before you feel out of touch, you should know I misheard Marshall. It's not Hall & Oates, so close. It's Hall & Votes.
Colorado voters love to return their mail-in ballots.
Yay! Thank you for voting!
With hundreds of drop boxes statewide, most voters return the ballot that gets sent to them compared to voting in person. Voting in person is so low, especially in odd-numbered years. Wait a minute, what's this?
I saw the voting stand here on campus and decided to just go vote in person, and I was really excited about it.
Like I was saying, voting in person is, come on.
I just think voting in person is a lot better.
Anna and Annabelle are two DU students who just happened to vote in person today using one of Denver's 2 mobile voting units. This one is called, and you'll need to remember this for later, Hall & Votes.
There's a possibility I would have forgotten if I hadn't seen this here on campus.
A lot of people forget, at least based on previous odd-year election turnout. In 2019 in Denver, 164,000 people voted. Only 2 out of 5 voters returned a ballot, and just 2% voted in person. So why did Denver deploy a second mobile voting unit this year?
Our voting centers are not just polling places. You can go and request a ballot. You can go and update your information.
This new voting coach was paid for with federal grant money. It can stand alone as a polling place and help in an emergency, like a power outage or blizzard.
It increases access for us no matter what zip code you live in.
When you ask how do we reach out to voters, well, number one is we send a ballot to every single voter.
Jefferson County also has a mobile voting unit. It's just not in use in this odd-year election. Out of almost 200,000 Jefferson County votes in 2019, less than 1% were in person.
We found that our mobile vote center makes a lot more sense in, say, a June primary when everyone's out and about because it's beautiful June in Colorado.
We've increased the number of drop boxes.
In Arapahoe County in 2019, out of more than 160,000 votes, less than 2% were in person.
We do have fewer vote centers, but that's because we have less people who want to vote in person.
Don't tell that to DU students who are not so out of touch that they did it in a minute, and other Hall & Oates references you didn't just pick up on. Because, you know, they voted in person at Hall & Votes instead of returning their ballot by mail.
I still would have voted. I probably would have voted a lot later, but yeah, I still would have voted.
So we've joked about Hall & Votes. You heard the motor coach. Before I left that interview, right as I was leaving the interview with the clerk and recorder of Denver, they were joking about they haven't named it yet, and perhaps they should crowdsource the name, Kyle. And we all know if you do that, it's going to be Voter McVoteface. So we don't want to do that. So I think we need to figure out the voter coach, what perhaps that should be called.
We definitely do not want people to send us ideas of what they could call the voting motor coach next@9news.com via email or HeyNext on Twitter. We don't want you to do that. That would not be a helpful thing to do. All right. Thank you, Marshall.